Now, say it ain't so. It's looking like we got another update in this Tory Lanez situation. If you weren't caught up, I'll catch you up a little bit. In yesterday's upload, we found out Tory Lanez actually got stabbed 14 times, 7 times in his back, 4 times in his torso, twice in the back of his head, and once on the side of his face. That's all of it was crazy. He had 2 collapsed lungs. He was actually on a breathing apparatus. He's now breathing by himself. But today we actually get another update on Tory Lanez by Wack 100, who's actually connected with the West Coast. You know, Tory Lanez was in a West Coast prison when all these things happened. He actually got stabbed by a Mexican. A Mexican gang is actually claiming this stabbing. That's actually in my last upload. I'm going to have that link probably right above me or at the end of this video. Now we're going to watch some of the news clips that came out from him getting stabbed. Then we're going to hear from Wack 100 talking about what actually happened. Let's get into this. We're going to be watching my man Clips Reloaded. Let's get it.
Tory Lanez is reportedly in a Bakersfield hospital tonight after he was stabbed multiple times while serving a sentence at Tehachapi Prison. Thanks for joining us. I'm Rochelle Murcia.
And I'm Michael Patterson. State prison officials say Tory Lanez was attacked by another inmate this morning. He was then rushed to an outside medical facility. Eyewitness News reporter Solomon Ladvinka joins us from Kern Medical, where Lanez is reportedly recovering. And Solomon, you have new details.
Man.
Yeah, Michael, Rochelle, we're here live outside of Kern Medical Center, where it's believed that actor and rapper Tory Lanez is being treated after being stabbed earlier this morning by another inmate. Now, just breaking news here at 6 o'clock, we actually hear from Tory Lanez on a social media post saying that he was stabbed 14 times, including multiple stab wounds to the back, torso, and to his face and head. He also mentioned that both of his lungs collapsed and was placed on a breathing tube, but has since been breathing on his own. He adds that he's in good spirits despite being in pain, and thanks everyone for their support. Meanwhile, we've learned from officials that the attack happened around 7 in this morning, the California Correctional Institution in Tehachapi, according to California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation. That prison about an hour away from Bakersfield. Lanez, also known as Daystar Peterson. Eyewitness News has learned that the attack happened around 7:20 a.m. at the California Correctional Institution in Tehachapi, according to California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation. That prison about an hour away from Bakersfield. Lanez, also known as Daystar Peterson, was provided medical aid after staff called 911. CDCR says that he was taken to an outside medical facility for further treatment. We are still waiting to confirm if he was in fact taken to Kern Medical here in Bakersfield. However, our crews earlier did see a medevac helicopter leaving the hospital's landing pad around 11 Monday morning. FlightRadar24.com shows flight data of that helicopter leaving that Tehachapi State Prison and arriving to the hospital around that time of the reported incident. Lanez rose to fame in the 2010s with his hits like The Color Violet and Say It, with his last 2 albums reaching the top 10 on the Billboard charts. He is currently serving a 10-year sentence at the facility for the 2020 shooting of rapper Megan Thee Stallion. According to the CDCR, a jury found Lanez guilty of firearm-related charges when he shot Megan in the foot while she reportedly left a party at Kylie Jenner's Hollywood Hills home. That led to his conviction in August of 2023. Megan Thee Stallion was also granted a protective order earlier this year against Lanez until 2030, after officials say the rapper was harassing Megan from prison through his surrogates. Now, at this time, we do not know who the attacker was, but as we continue to learn more information, stick with Eyewitness News on both our website and on air. Reporting in East Bakersfield, Solomon Ladvinka, Eyewitness News.
People started to wonder what actually happened. Then it came out that the Mexicans had something to do with Tory Lanez being stabbed. If you know anything about them prisons, it's segregated, which means blacks stick with blacks, and the Mexicans stick with the Mexicans, and the whites stick with the whites. And Spider Loc released a phone call with somebody I believe to be in prison with Tory Lanez. Y'all go check out Spider Loc channel. But in this phone call, they elaborated more on what happened with Tory Lanez.
I hear you now.
What it do, Kyle?
Yeah, I hear you, bro.
What's Gucci?
What's cracking?
What it do, Fight?
Actually, look, right, this morning, brother, the Mex came out and bust on the boy Tory. You know, they airlifted him and all that, so, you know, no, that's going to respond when we come off fish, respond the right way to that.
They laid the yard down?
No, it happened in the building.
What was it over? Over some, what he had, did he have a debt, a gambling debt or something?
Nah, nothing like that. So, you know, we don't even know the whole situation, you know?
So it was just like some foul play, so it's finna be up.
Yeah, for sure with some foul play.
Wasn't nobody right there with him? Wasn't nobody right there with him when he went down?
Yeah, I guess nobody wasn't. He was by himself out there. He got a whole tier full of Mex. He on a whole tier full of Mex.
Wow.
But you already know once we get our bitch to play, press play.
I'm already knowing. You don't know if he gonna be all right or not either, huh?
Nah, we don't know yet. He gonna be all right there. He gonna put.
That's right. That's crazy because I've been out here.
I'll tell you,
I've been the whole time he's been going through what he's been going through. I've been feeling like that railroaded. I hate to see him in that position. I'm glad.
Man, for sure, he got railroaded.
Yeah, he got railroaded. I'm glad that the
That's the innocent man in prison, bro.
I believe it 100%. How he been programming it? He been programming cool.
Man, all he do is program, come outside, work out, play ball, do him.
That's right. I heard it's been cracking up there too. It was a riot the other day, not too long ago.
Yeah, it was like I want to say like 3 weeks ago it was a riot.
Yeah, I got.
Like 50 weeks.
You been straight though?
Yeah, it be cracking up here. Yeah, I been straight. You know me, keeping my head up high. I got 4 months left.
Since then, word started to spread around that Tory Lanez was in critical condition. Tory Lanez cleared the air, and his team said he was in pretty bad condition, but he was okay, and he was talking and in good spirits, despite being stabbed 14 times. After Tory Lanez released that statement, Wack 100 explained more on what happened with Tory Lanez, and he confirmed Tory was stabbed by the Mexicans, and he gave his opinion on what he believed actually happened with Tory Lanez up in jail.
They hit him 3 times, they tell me. Once in the face, the chest, they hit him 3 times. They tried to get him. The Mexican.
How you doing?
Mexican too. Shit, he live alive. That penitentiary gonna go up when them gates racked on. I don't know what the 90 Jake was talking about. It couldn't have been nobody from another race. Happened from another race, they locked the prison down. That shit ain't gonna go off till they rack them doors. That's crazy. But he said, somebody told me they flipped the yard, so like, they brought like a whole nother prison on yard. Like literally. I ain't never experienced that type of, that's some, this 50-50 and PC they got going on. Like they had shut one yard down, one prison, take all the inmates, put them on a bus, send them to a whole nother prison, and just release them to the yard. That's danger.
Crazy.
They said he was in critical condition. What's going on?
Yeah.
Oh, they're alive. I've been ripping and running all day.
Yeah, I figured. But Anya had came in here and she reaching out to her people too. So Anya gonna come back in here too. Anya.
Oh, man, you got by Mexican. You got 3 times on the yard.
Yeah.
They said it was a dropout Mexican, so maybe somebody, I don't know what that's about. That's a little different. Maybe they telling him he can earn his way back. I've been thinking about it. I know he's been helping a lot of people in there, but I peeled it. And I'm wondering, maybe he ain't been looking out for them. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. I don't know yet. I don't know. Maybe he have. I don't know. We know he ain't gonna owe nobody in there. I don't know. Never know. It could been a.
It's crazy because I can actually touch on that a little bit. He has been looking out for everybody because during Christmas time, he maxed out everybody's commissary. He maxed out everybody's commissary, but we're actually getting word that this is actually more of with how it's structured in there between blacks and Mexicans. He's putting all the money in the blacks' hands. He getting them all the cell phones, all the drugs, all the commissary, and he's actually putting them on a pedestal. And a lot of the Mexicans in there wasn't feeling that. But let's keep going, Wack.
Walking around on some bullshit. They could have had words. We ain't done.
Hey, what about extortion going wrong, Wack? Think you been extorted?
No extortion going on with no California penitentiary. You crazy? You got your mind? The blacks ain't letting that happen. Not gonna happen.
But the blacks don't extort other blacks in there?
I'm gonna slow it down again for those that slow. I'm Mexican. What you saying fit?
But you can send a hit though.
Huh?
You can send a hit.
Nah. You need to stay in your lane because we ain't gonna even have this conversation. What you saying don't even make sense. That's like me talking to you about cramps. You think I'm gonna go over here to a Mexican dropout and send a hit back out? What you saying?
I don't know how prison run. I don't know.
I know. Yeah, that's why your theories is crazy.
Yeah, that didn't make
in
sense.
California prisons, I don't know other states, that rate territorial. If it's a Mexican coming that they're gonna make him pay, the Mexicans ain't gonna let the blacks get him or the whites get him. They gonna get him. Ain't gonna happen.
Right, but he in critical condition at this time, right?
So that means he in the hospital. So he can't do nothing but fight.
Yeah. Damn. I know for him. Damn.
Critical is critical. Life support is life support. So he in 40 all right.
Yeah,
In the face, in the chest, and some other shit, they might categorize you as that.
right. Yep.
Didn't he just win something with an appeal or something?
He ain't got back to court yet. I tell you this, boy, if they reverse that charges, that woman gonna pay. That pain and suffering bill gonna be
Tory
crazy.
Lanez altercation happened. I wasn't YouTubing at the time, so I wasn't able to give my opinion to the world. But I never thought Tory Lanez popped Megan Thee Stallion to begin with. To me, it never added up. Then when Meg admitted she was lying and she was getting drilled by Tory, it pretty much confirmed to me that the friend was the one that did it the whole time. Tory went wrong when he was recorded apologizing for what
TMZ
happened.
claims to have seen the text message that Meg Thee Stallion received on the evening of July 12th from Tory Lanez. Now, supposedly after the incident where he allegedly shot Meg, he wrote, "I know you're probably never going to talk to me again, but I genuinely want you to know I'm sorry from the bottom of my heart. I was just too drunk. Nonetheless, it should have never happened, and I can't change what I did. I just feel horrible." And he repeats, "I'm genuinely sorry. I got too drunk."
As far as the stabbing, this is going to start a serious war in that California prison. Whoever that Mexican was that did what he did to Tory had to know the retaliation, what was going to be happening behind his actions. I expect when that lockdown is lifted, that jail is going to get ugly. But let me know what y'all think in the comments.
Yeah, they called him a dropout Mexican, which makes me think, like, is he somebody who's a disgraced Mexican or somebody who dropped his set? You get what I'm saying? And this is the way that he can earn his way back now that he's in prison. You get what I'm saying? And he earned his way back by doing this to Tory, which is like a double-edged sword, because if you do that to Tory, you might be back in with the Mexicans, but you're a dead man walking in that prison at that point, because not only was Tory locked in with the blacks, he was locked in with the Muslims, and he was high ranking in that joint. I ain't gonna hold you, Tory. From what I understand and all the information and all the deep diving I've been doing, Tory was running around that joint comfortable, but he was taking care of everybody too. So when you taking care of everybody in the jail and you take that out of the jail, you get what I'm saying? Now they ain't gonna have what they had. He was getting cell phones, drugs, money, commissary. They was living good in there. Probably everybody got TVs. Everybody got everything. They probably have all the blacks probably had PlayStations in there. You get what I'm saying? You take Tory out that equation, somebody gonna have to pay for that. I'm gonna be honest. So it's 9 times out of 10, 10 times out of 10 gonna be a race war in that prison over this situation. Whoever pressed that button on Tory, everybody might have to pay for that. Everybody might have to pay. So many buttons can get pressed over this. It can happen. Man, listen. It could end up being a bloody situation all over somebody pressing a button on Tory for 9 times out of 10 hating on Tory's situation. Just because Tory was doing his thing in the prison, living comfortable and making sure the black, maybe he was showing more love to the blacks and he wasn't looking out for the Mexicans. But I don't think you should have pushed that button on him like that. All right, y'all drop it down in the comments. Let me know how y'all feel about this. This is yet another update. I've been on this situation. I've been keeping y'all abreast. If y'all didn't know exactly how we got here, I'm going to put a video right here, really. And it's going to let y'all know everything about the Tory Lanez situation when it first dropped, how we found out, how all of his injuries came about, and how he actually got airlifted and now he's actually breathing again on his own. All right? If ain't nobody told you they love y'all today, I love y'all. It's your boy, What's Up, G. I'm out, y'all.